Hi, my name is Shannon Kelly, and I am owner of Endless Ocean Coaching. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about one of my favorite topics, which is values-based leadership. So, values is a huge deal and a big part of my work. Um, I am known for reducing stress and also helping people with some of the soft skills that make organizations wonderful. Today, again, I'm going to talk a very short bit about values. So typically I do this workshop in 1 hour for groups or teams, and I usually do about 1 hour of work with clients around it and then continue to use it through the coaching process. So on my website, if you would like to look at the value sheet that I use with my clients, you can go to endlessoceancoaching.com. It is at the top tab under resources with some other stress reduction items as well that I share. So let's talk about values for a minute. When I am helping with the hiring process or I am working with a new client, the first thing I ask them is for their top 10 values of that time. This does not mean that they are values that um, they're just ones that are most important right now. Because a lot of people, when I talk to them, they believe their values are consistent throughout their lifetime. And I think that's true for some values, I assuredly. But I think for the most part, people who especially do a lot of growth oriented work, a lot of, sort of leadership development, and just the seasons of life can change what we value in that time period. The cool thing with picking the top 10 values, I do mine about every 3 months, and I also do that with my clients as well, is we get to know ourselves better, what's important to us. It helps us focus, and I'm going to tell you all the wonderful things around values real quick here. So, the first thing is I'm known for reducing stress. And a lot of times, sometimes our values can be so tight and so important to us, and how we're looking at it can actually create more stress. It's very interesting. So that comes up sometimes. Obviously, we're not doing that today. But I want you to know that sometimes our values don't help us. And so that's true too, sometimes. So I just wanted to give you that little bit of advice. Um, Also, communication is huge. Um, the reason I do that before I talk to people is because I want to know what they value, and I want to be able, in my communication, honor their values because it's a very great way to build trust with people, let them know that you truly care about them. And I mean, it's really a healthy way to show appreciation for another human being, which is always good for business and it's always good for relationships, which is important. Um, as a team, I can help people communicate with their team and honor each other's values. And it's very interesting. We don't necessarily get taught early on in our lives to use language to appreciate people or to honor people. But in essence, we're human beings and we all value those things. And when someone does it for us, it surely makes a difference in our relationships with them. And values is a good way to learn those skills. And they can be used in any relationship, and that is the beauty of values in general. The last little bit that I think values is important is values can be used to resolve conflict. So, in a coaching session, if someone is upset with someone, we're going to dismantle it, take a look at it, process it, move through it, because that is really the only way to understand it. And maybe possibly through that understanding, not have to experience the same stress over and over and over as we do when we have stress patterns. And that's true with conflict as well, because when someone gets upset about something, most of the time, you can trace it back with a good conversation around what value they feel like it's not being honored in this situation from how they're perceiving it. And if you set this kind of communication up with people, when they do get upset, you can actually sit down and have a conversation and figure it out together. So it doesn't have to become conflict if you do a lot of preparation around communication in order to understand people and have a really good resolution at the end. This is great in relationships too. I just wanted to give you kind of an idea of what this workshop looks like, and also the importance of something so simple as our top 10 values. So I encourage you to take a look at the value sheet on my website. If you have any questions, reach out, and I hope that your values are honored, and if they're not, that you use them for some good growth as well. Have a beautiful day.